Hello. Welcome to our Playbook Live for the beginning of November. I'm super excited to be here today. I know this is my first live video in this group. I know Liz did hers before, so I'm super excited to share my knowledge and the things we're going to talk about today. So, we're going to just give a few moments to let some people hop on. If you are replaying, make sure to comment replay in the comments and let us know what you learned. Okay, perfect. Okay, so today we are talking about the 5 tips to improve your Facebook ad results. I love Facebook ads. I love ads as a whole. Google ads, Facebook ads, you name it. But a lot of times we run an ad, we hope it's going to do the best, and then it doesn't do the best. We get really frustrated with it. We're like, we spent our money, it didn't work, and then we never run them again. Or we run the same thing and it doesn't work. And so we just keep trying to redo the same thing. So we're going to give you 5 tips today about ways that you can improve your results, things you may have already been doing, things you might want to add so that way you can improve your results. And results is a little bit of a tricky word because we're going to start with our first tip, which is to really think about the type of ad that you want to run. So there are different types of ads that you can set up in Facebook. You could set up an engagement, an awareness, a traffic ad, one that only focuses on promoting an event, for example. And each one has their own success when it comes to results. So, for example, engagement, the best result you're going to get for that one are things like comments, people sharing, people liking and reacting to the post. Whereas a traffic ad, now you're looking at people going to a website, they're clicking something, they're going to an event, a website, and then from there, that's where it ends at Facebook. So your Facebook ad, when it comes to traffic, is to get as many people as possible. When they get to your website, that's a whole other thing. So your Facebook and your website work in tandem. And so make sure to check back next month because we are going to be talking about why your ad might not actually be the problem. But yeah, so determine what type of ad that you want to run. So that's tip number 1. Because a lot of times we'll set up one thinking, oh, hey, I want to try and get as many people to this event as possible. And therefore, I'm going to set up an awareness ad because I want as many people to see it as possible. But people just seeing it, the awareness ad is actually going to encourage people to just see it, not necessarily do something. So when you come to set it up, really think about what result do you want? Do you want eyes on your ad? Do you want people engaging with the ad? Do you want people going to a website and doing something else? And then that's going to determine which type of ad that you do, which then Facebook is going to push out to the world. Okay, tip number 2 is create ad copy and graphics with only one focus. So right now, a lot of people are launching their pre-comp or half-year teams that start in January. That is one ad. If you wanted to push your winter registration as a whole, that's one ad. But you're not going to really talk about all the different programs when it comes to that. You're going to talk about the fact that your winter registration is now open. You can register from these ages to these ages. But now we're also not going to talk about teams because those are 2 different types of people. In terms of ads and graphics, one of the things as well that you can do is if you're talking about team tryouts, for example, then you're going to do one variation on one age group, another variation on a different age group, but you're still only on the same topic. So if you only wanted to increase the number of seniors or U18s that you have on a team, you're going to do one ad for that. You really want to make it as specific as possible because when you make it as specific as possible, you speak to one person. And that one person, you are way more likely to convert than 1,000 people who might have seniors that could join your cheer team with the experience and the tumbling that they need in order to be successful. Another one is in terms of Black Friday sales. So you would have one about your Black Friday sales, which is different than your winter registration ad, which is different than your half your team ads. So making sure that your ads are only one topic, they're only one focus, and that it's really clear on what that focus is. New member special, birthday parties. Okay, so one, make sure that you know what type of ad that you want to run and what makes that successful, because that will really impact how you feel at the end of running the ad. Number two, create it with just one focus. So don't try to run one ad about every single topic there is. Make it specific, make it directly to one person, and then you're way more likely to convert someone. Tip number three is there are actually different types of sizes when it comes to ads. So on Facebook, there are three types of sizes. There is a 1-to-1, there is a 9-to-16, which is like your Instagram story. So it's really long, but kind of narrow. And then there is a 16:9, which is the reverse. So it's the height is really small, but it's really long. So one thing I encourage you to do is take a peek at your Facebook and just start to pay attention to the different ad sizes. So you'll see when you're on your homepage on a computer that the top right, typically, there's little squares. That is your 1-to-1. If you're on Instagram and you're on stories, then it will come across. That's going to be that 9-to-16 ratio. And then when they're a little bit longer, you tend to see that on Marketplace, depending on where you are on a, Mr. Boots, which is my cat. You may hear him. He likes to meow quite a bit. You may find the 16:9 is on a phone a little bit more, on the Explore page, Marketplace, anything like that. So there's lots of different ways that your Facebook ad can get shown. And so making sure that you're putting more than one aspect is what they're called. Putting more than one allows your ad to fit multiple spots on the platform, and then it can be seen by more people. So one, determine the type of ad you're running. Two, make sure you only have one focus. And three, make sure that you have more than one aspect. So having those three aspects for Facebook. And then Google, there's actually two. It's 1-by-1, and it is the 16:9. So very similar. Facebook just has an Instagram story version as well. Our fourth tip, so add a clear call to action. So you really want to make it known either on your graphic or in your ad copy, or both, depending on what type of ad you're running. You want them to make it clear what you want them to do. So if it is learn more, get 4 weeks for $49, if it's your new member special, secure your party date, book now, start in January if it's your pre-comp or half your teams. So giving them a very clear, this is what I want you to do. There was a quote that I've heard multiple times when I've been coaching, which is being clear is being kind. That also is the same for when it comes to your customers. You want to make their experience as seamless as possible. So they see something, they really like it, now where do they go from there? Number 5, which is our last one, and then I'll give you a little bit of a bonus tip. So number 5 is ensure your branding is clear. There are so many ads that I see that are run that either you don't know who they are or you don't know what they're advertising at all. So making sure that your logo is either seen in your profile, so it's really clear for when someone's searching, whether it's your icon, if it's a spelled out version like we have TTB Media, but if it's a face, especially on social media, we've now moved away from having faces as profiles for brands because it's way easier just to recognize and have that brand awareness when we can see your logo. So make sure it's that. The other one is your brand colors. So I am really picky, and if you've worked with us as a marketing customer, um, I am sometimes more picky with colors than sometimes my clients are because it's all about branding. So making sure that if someone sees a blue and it's a very specific type of blue, so let's say it's a dark blue, they know, okay, that's this gym. Or if it's a teal color, then I know it's that gym. When it comes to those colors, you're also, that's what you're sending out in your t-shirts, that's what your uniforms are. So you want to make sure that it is also cohesive when you look at it, that if you have a elite uniform in it, that the colors don't clash. Because if you're showing that it's orange and black, or you're showing that it's red and black, and then you put pink and yellow, it just gets a little confusing and people are like, I don't quite understand what's happening here. As well, imagery. So making sure that your imagery matches your brand. So if you're a only 0 to 18 gym, you're not going to put photos of adults. If you have predominantly older athletes, then putting a photo with a 6-year-old may not be the best fit. You might actually be pulling in someone who's not your target audience or not a good fit for your gym. And you're not wanting to spend the money to get that lead when there are other leads that are going to stay longer in your gym. Their retention is going to be way better. They're going to be a better fit as a whole. And they're not just like a 1 year and leave them kind of thing. So those are the 5 tips, and then I'll give you a little extra tip just because you guys have stayed to the end. So 1, determine what type you're running, making sure that it only has one focus. That's our second one. 3, make sure that you have the correctly sized variations of your ads. So Facebook has 3, Google has 2. 4, add a clear call to action. 5, ensure your branding is clear and that it relates to your business and your target audience. And then the 6th one, which is our bonus tip, is now that you've done all that, create your campaign, launch it, and then monitor it. So in Facebook, you can toggle options on and off. So if an ad variation is not performing well, turn it off and then let the other ones that are doing much better get more money behind them, because then they're going to drive people to your website, get more awareness, engagement, whatever that result is and what you've set up the ad is for. So monitor it, and then once you're done, review it. Figure out what worked well, what didn't work well, what graphics resonated really well. Was there a color that stood out better? Do that, repeat it, and then remember that ads are all about getting data. Ads do not guarantee that you're going to get sales, but they are a way to get data about your customers and what they're interested, and then be able to use that to make better marketing decisions. Okay, so those were our 5 tips for helping increase your results for your Facebook ads. If you have any questions about Facebook ads, pop them in the comments, send us a message, and if you are looking at really ramping up your Facebook ads or getting Facebook ads training, reach out to us. We are more than happy to talk about our marketing packages. We are now full for November, and so we are accepting clients for December. And then we also do marketing consulting, which you can purchase as an owner, or if you have an employee that needs training on marketing, or they have an interest and you're wanting to delegate a lot of things to them, we can do consulting and mentorship with them so that they have all the knowledge that we have, and then we can give that to them and help train them so that your gym is set up for success. Okay, perfect. You have an absolutely wonderful day. And then if you need anything, reach out to us. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. Bye, guys.